Welcome to the Professor of Perseverance podcast. I'm Dr. James Purdue, the Professor of Perseverance. Thank you for coming in today. And today, September 11th, we already know that September is Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month. Also, we know that it is also Suicide Prevention Month. And also, we know it's Mental Health Issues Month as well. Today, September 11th, is huge for all of us, for our country and whatnot, because what happened in 2001 with the towers, terrors taking place on our soil for the first time and all that going on. So today is 19 years ago anniversary for that. Well, be very thankful for the people that participate and helped during that. All the emergency people, the police, firemen, EMTs, volunteers. I mean, I don't know who all was involved in that, but thank you for them for going in and volunteering for their lives to go sacrifice and help other people. Continue praying for the families, the ones that lost ones, people that are lived through that, because I'm sure there's some that's going through what's called survivor's guilt and from that. So please continue praying for everybody that's involved. I mean, there's stuff still going on today that's affected from 19 years ago. And so continue praying for them and everything like that. But since this is September Spinal Cord Injury Month, our next guest is me. I'm the next guest. Now, you may want to turn the channel now, but I'm the next guest because on September 11th, today, 1983, yes, I had the 9/11 before our country did. Not that I'm bragging, it's nothing to brag about, but 1983, September 11th, my day becoming a quadriplegic. My day as knowing what regular life that I had, what aspirations I had, all died on that day, and my new life began. Also, a friend of mine coming up next week, Vincent Phelps, his was September 11th. So he'll be on next week, though, to discuss his as well, his spinal cord injury. Now, hey, Nancy, thank you for coming in. I see you there. And so Nancy was in Jersey when all that took place from there. So thank you, Nancy, for coming in. Now, so today I get to tell my story for the ones who hadn't heard it. And not that it's a great story, but it's a spinal cord injury story. What had happened was, it was like for 2 weeks, I was begging for something to happen to me. You know, when I was growing up, I thought I was invincible. Nothing could hurt me. Nothing could stop me. I was going to go do what I wanted to do. I was going to go after what I wanted to go after. I wanted to be a professional athlete. I was going to help take care of my family that way. That was my goals and aspirations. Now, let's back up a little bit. I was not what people would call a Christian. I was one of them that kind of like I knew there was a God, but hard to believe in one because of all the tragedy that, hardship that takes place. And I'm thinking, what kind of God would allow all this to take place, But I went to church at Sunday school. So it's like I knew there's a God, but it's hard to believe in one. So during this time, it was no different. I thought I was invincible. The world was mine. I'm going to grab as much as I can grab and take with me. But it was like 2 weeks before my injury, I was begging for something to happen to me. For example, 2 weeks before, I was in college, came home for the weekend, and a bunch of us were playing softball in the neighbor's yard. I forgot exactly what happened, but somehow my younger brother, and we're about 9 years difference, my younger brother and I got into an argument, and he come and tried to attack me. Here I am, 19, prime athlete, and he's 19 years old, attacking me. So I remember pushing him down on the ground, and I said, man, the way you're playing, no, I didn't. I said, man, the only way you'll be able to beat me up is if I'm in a wheelchair or laying in a nursing home and I can't defend myself. Woo, Ooh, there's a signal there. See, and from there's a signal there that something's going on. It's like I'm begging for something to happen. I'm mentioning it out there. One night, again before the injury, I'm riding around with some friends, and we were what you say we're drinking. I had one or too many. I don't know. You would say Coca-Cola, Pepsi products. I had one or too many drinks that night, and so being invincible, thought I was invincible. We were in a Jeep. We were four-wheeling. I was going to go stand on top of the row bar. I was going to surf while I'm up there while we're four-wheeling. Nothing was going to happen to me, right? I get two hands up there, one knee up there, the other knee up on the row bar. Now I'm trying to get one foot up so I can stand. And about that time, we hit a hole. The Jeep comes, hits that hole. I go flying over top of the glass windshield. My arm hit the top of it. I land on the hood right in front of the Jeep. The Jeep stops, about a foot in front of me from running me over. Ooh, boy, is that something. Well, about midnight, I go home and I got this wound on my arm and I'm cleaning it up and everything like that. My mom comes in and she says, boy, if you don't quit doing the things you're doing, I'll be taking care of you the rest of your life in a nursing home. No, Mom, you worry too much. That's what I told her. You worry too much, Mom. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to be that professional athlete and get you that new house. That's what I was telling her. Nothing's going to happen. About 3 or 4 days before the injury, I met this girl in college, and I went to college for 3 reasons. It was not to study. It was not to graduate. I knew I wasn't going to graduate, but I went for 3 reasons. 1, to party, play baseball, and meet all the women I could meet. That's my 3 objectives when I first went to college. And depending on what time of day it was the priorities. If it was baseball time, practice, or a game, that was my number 1 priority. If baseball was over with, it was time to go to a party, meet someone. Those were my objectives, and those were priority. Had moved up in life. But I remember meeting this one girl, and I remember telling her that when I was 16 years old, my father passed away suddenly. And I remember telling her that, we weren't what you would call dirt poor, but we were close to riding that line of being poor. We barely made ends meet. But I was at 16, since my father passed away, I was our auto mechanic. If our cars broke down, I'm the one that had to work on it, get it fixed, because we couldn't afford a mechanic. In the wintertime, if our pipes froze, and they froze under our house, we couldn't afford a plumber. I had to be the plumber to get underneath the house, find the icy part, thaw it out. Hopefully it's not busted. If so, I got to fix the pipe. We lived in a house, and yes, sometimes the roof leaked. I had to be the roofer. Find the hole, patch it the best I can, and go from there, because we just couldn't afford the professionals. We had to make ends meet. But I was going to be a professional athlete. I was going to make that money. I was going to give my mom that new house. She wouldn't have to worry about that. That was my objective. So I remember telling the girl all that, and I said, when my father passed away, a lot of pressure had been put on this young shoulders. And she said, well, maybe you need to start, slowing down, depending on other people. No, I can't do that. Too many people depend on me. The day before the game, day before my injury, I got to play 1 college game. I was the only freshman that started. That was pretty good. That was, being the only freshman to start, and that was exciting. That was that incident to let me know, to let me get that feeling I'm gonna get drafted. After the game was over with, my mom come, and we were playing in Nashville. My mom was there, my grandmother was there, my older brother was there. After the game, my mom said, "Hey, come on home tonight. Cook you a good dinner, and I'll drive you back down to Pulaski." To Pulaski, about an hour and a half, 2 hours down from Nashville. She says, "I'll drive you back home, back to the school." No, Mom, no, I can't do that. I said, "I'm going to go back with the other baseball players. I'm going to be that professional athlete. I'm going to be with them." And I said, "Mom, after today, can't nothing stopped me. I was trying to, I was being like the Titanic dude, that built the Titanic. And then he said, even God himself can't sink this ship. It's unsinkable. So that's what I was doing. Can't nothing stop me. I said, I've got everything under control now. So I had that. And then I tell people, I said, God didn't have to, sink the Titanic. The iceberg did it for him. So that's what I tell people. So here I am. Nothing's going to stop me. Everything is going according to plan. The very next day, September 11th is finally here. Very next day, a bunch of people are playing football. Now, no helmets, no pads, pickup game. We're on the college greens. We're on the college campus, and people are playing football. Now, we were playing tackle football, but again, no pads, no helmets. I've played sandlot, pickup game, no telling how many times, and just walk out with a sprained ankle, never broke a bone, not a finger, anything like that, just maybe a pulled muscle, and that's on rare occasions. On this particular day, we'd been out there probably 2 hours playing, and my team got the ball back. And I remember in the huddle telling the team, hey, I've been out here about 2 hours. I need to get my stuff ready for class. Isn't that funny? My 3 reasons going to college was what? Baseball, partying, and women. Not to go to class, but I told them I need to get my stuff ready for class and get ready for tomorrow, the next day. So I walked out of the huddle. I got maybe 10 feet away, and then I heard someone say, we need someone to run the ball. I stopped, turned around, and I said, I'll come back for one more play. All right, that's what I said. I'll come back for one more play. Now, I know I shouldn't do this. Shameless plug, but that is the name of my first book, One More Play, where I tell this story and others that I went through to overcome adversities. So again, shameless plug. I know it. I'm ashamed of myself, but One More Play, and it's you can get off of Amazon. So, all right, now then. So I come back for one more play. They need someone to run the ball. I'll come back for one more play. I said, I'll come back for one more play. They hand the ball off to me. I bust through the line, broke 2-3 tackles, scored a touchdown. Got the ball across the line. Touchdown, Purdue. All right, yes. And so as I was turning back towards everyone, the play's dead now. Touchdown. Play's over. As I'm turning towards everyone, putting the ball on the ground, I see something on my right side, my right peripheral vision. I have no idea what it is, but I see something. Then I felt some contact up high, about shoulder level. I felt some contact, and then I heard a loud pop. I mean, a loud pop. To me, it was loud. I don't know if anybody else heard it, but to me, it was a loud pop. We both go to the ground. On September 11th, 1983, only one of us returned to our feet. I'll give you a little hint. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. He got up with nothing going on, no hurt. I tried to get up. Didn't do it. I'm laying on my back, and the pop that I heard from the pit that was up high, I thought my right collarbone, or for you other people, that's a clavicle. I thought maybe it got broken. And being I thought I was invincible, and I was left-handed, and the guy hit me on the right side, I thought I'll get up and fight him one-handed. All of a sudden, I lift my head to get up, nothing followed. My shoulders didn't come up, my arms didn't come up, definitely legs didn't come up. Put my head back down, and then I heard the dude on the side of me. I heard him say, "Does the touchdown still count?" And I said, "Boy, I'm really gonna get up now and beat you up." I mean, I was all fired up. Now, does the touchdown still count? It better count. I tried to get up again, lift my head. Nothing followed. Shoulders didn't come up. Hands didn't come up. Arm didn't come up. Definitely no legs came up. Put my head back down. Started thinking. You know those saying they say 3 is a charm. So I thought, let me catch my breath. And I tried a third time to get up. I lift my head. Nothing followed. That was it. I knew then I was paralyzed instantly. Instantly, everything was gone. Paralyzed. No more baseball. No more what I thought would go to college anymore, which, again, I didn't go for the right reasons anyway at the beginning. No more of life as I knew it. No more racing cars. No more driving fast. No more helping my mom and my family. No more being the roofer. No more mechanic. I started thinking of a man that I met, JT. I met JT when my grandfather was in a nursing home. I was 12, 13, 14 years old when I'd go visit my grandfather. One day I went to go visit my grandfather. He was like the 4th room down on your right, down the hallway. As soon as I turned to get on my grandfather's hallway, in the first room to the right, I heard someone say one day, "Hey, bud, come here." So I go in there, and that's when I first met JT. JT was paralyzed from the neck down from a car accident. Had to have been only in his 30s. And he asked me if I could hold a cup for him to get a drink out of it, some water. So at the age of 19, when I got paralyzed, I started thinking, I'm going to be like JT in a nursing home at the age of 19 years old. And that's it. That's what I thought my life was going to be. I had a great guy. I wish I could meet up with this one guy. I wish I could meet up with the guy that hit me and tell him that I forgive him for everything, that I don't hold any ill will towards him. I hope the best for his life, but to let him know that my life turned out a lot better than we thought. And even though it was a struggle, it is still a struggle. I have no ill will towards him. But I met this other guy, and again, I wish I knew his name. I wish I knew how to get a hold of him. I wish there was a way I could figure out who he was and talk to him. But he was going to school to be an EMT. All of a sudden, when he realized what was going on, he's all of a sudden hollering to people, "Run to my room, get my stethoscope, give me a blanket, give me my blood pressure cuff, give me," he's hollering, and he's barking them out, and people bring this stuff back to him. They're covering me up so I wouldn't go into shock. He's talking to me. He's he's taking my blood pressure. He's listening to my heart rate. And then when the paramedics and EMT really come, he gave them all this valuable information to start with. Well, I wish I could meet up with him again just to thank him for all he did, but I don't know his name. Well, I left out of Pulaski Hospital. And when I was laying in the hospital there, on a gurney, not being able to move from my neck down, this woman walked by me. And all of a sudden she stopped. And I said, "Hey, you're," whatever her name is, the woman that I talked to 3 or 4 days before the injury, the woman I talked to before that, she was a nursing student at the college, and she was on duty that night as a nurse. And she says, "What's happening here?" I said, "I broke my neck and I'm paralyzed." And then she started looking at my paperwork and started talking to me. And she was great. Don't remember her name. I wish I did. I would love to talk to her again and say, "Hey, you remember that day?" Don't know her name either. I don't know if there's a way to figure this stuff out or not, but she was great as well. But Pulaski wasn't set up for a type of injury from me, so they put me on the road in an ambulance to St. Thomas Hospital. St. Thomas Hospital. All right. I got in there, and they confirmed with the x-rays that my neck was broken, and now they were going to do some more tests to see how severe things was. Even though I couldn't move anything, they wanted to do some more tests. They did the old prick test. Got a pin, and they would prick you a little bit to see if you can feel sharp or dull. And so they would pick me, and I would go, "Well, I can't tell if it's sharp or dull," but I did feel the pressure of the pin. and I could tell them where they were, and they were working their way up, and I go, nope, 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 nope. Finally got to the top of my shoulder here, and then I could feel sharp and dull, and I go, that's sharp, and then they go down a little bit and say, and punch, I go, no, it's dull. Then you come back up and go sharp, and then go back down to dull, and come back sharp. Finally, go, man, it's sharp right there. I told you. Well, I didn't move my arms. I said, I told you it's sharp right there. Why you keep sticking me? So they confirmed everything then, that spinal cord injury, paralyzed. And so they were to admit me into the hospital, do all the tests, see what, did this myelogram test and everything to see how bad the spinal cord was. And according to them, spinal cord is still intact, but it's the peripheral nerves around that were bruised, that did let blood flow in and died. And that's what's preventing from moving. The paralysis is what they were telling me. And so from then on, I was told I would never walk again, possibly not move from my neck down. Well, I can move. All right. From my neck down. And my family was advised, put me in a nursing home again, like JT, at the age of 19, to be in a nursing home. They advised them because I would be too much of a burden to provide care. Well, thankfully, we were all hard-headed and didn't listen. But I remember one time before we left the emergency room to go to a critical care I went to, I remember, again, I wasn't one of them people that was religious. I wasn't a Christian, but I did, again, believe in a God. Or, yeah, it's like I knew there was God, but hard to believe in one. And I remember saying what was called an empty prayer, I guess. And here I am being invincible, trying to be strong and everything. And I remember telling God, if I'm the last person on earth that gets paralyzed, I will accept this burden. Guess what? I'm not the last person. I won't be the last person. And I had to accept this burden no matter what. So, but I gave an empty prayer. Again, like that, like God would have gone, okay, James, you're going to be the last one. Cool, buddy. You'll be paralyzed. Nobody else will. It doesn't work that way. All right. People still do foolish things. People still do things that gets out of their control. People still do things that in no control of theirs because of others get hurt. So that was just an empty prayer. Just something to try to make me feel good. Try to make me feel bigger than everything else. But it was empty. We knew that. I knew that. I knew that when I said that it wasn't going to be true. But I said that. And again, thankfully, when my family was told to place me in a nursing home, I would never walk again, possibly not move from my neck down. Thankfully, we were hard-headed and didn't listen. Since then, I went on to become an award-winning educator. I coached there, and you'll see it back there, state championship team, right there, the basketball. And went on and got my doctoral degree. Now I get out and speak, try to fire up other people in life, try to explain to them that things happen for a reason. We may not know what that reason is. We may never know what that reason is until we're dead and gone. But we are to find purpose in life. And our purpose in life depends on what we consider our passion, our desires, our wants. Does it mean we're going to get it? Well, maybe not, but that doesn't mean we can't go for it. Sometimes our passion is, I want to be able to help the family. Whether you're married, you want to help your family, your wife, your husband, your children, your spouse, whoever it is. You want to help your mom and dad. They're getting older, and maybe that's your purpose, to help them. Maybe you want to help out a suffering child. Maybe your child has gotten into some drugs, alcohol abuse, whatever it is, and your purpose, you feel, is to help them. What if your purpose is thrown on top of you and you had no clue what it would be until you're put in that situation? Whoever would have thought that I would do stuff to help spinal cord injuries? I've been in several researches with the Miami Project, University of Alabama, Birmingham. I've been in Knoxville doing some research before to try to help out the next person that may get paralyzed. Who else your passion may be thrown on you. What if you get cancer? And now you live through it. You've gone through all the treatments. You've had your surgeries or whatnot. And now your passion is to help out the next person going through cancer. And so you do stuff like that to help them, to raise money for cancer awareness. That Relay for Life, other things. I mean, your passion may be thrown on you that you had no idea that was going to be your purpose until it affected your life. Now, again, you may have a favorable charity that you work for that has nothing to do with you, but because you want to get involved, and that's what you decide to do, and that's awesome as well. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes our passion is thrown onto us, and then we go and do the best that we can. Now, that's a lot, isn't it? Now, let me tell you this. Can I say this has all been a bed of roses? No, I cannot. Have I ever been through a depression? Oh, yes, I have. I did the put on the big fake face and try my best to hide my pain, my sorrows, my withdrawal, my depression. Did my best to try to hide that. And I never knew how bad I was depressed and how long I was depressed until I finally came out of it. I remember talking to a friend like 5 years after my injury, talked to a friend, and she said, James, it's so great to hear from you. Well, I used to hate it she said, we, other people, used to hate it when you call and talk to us. We can tell in your voice you hated life. You act like you was all right, but we knew that you didn't. We just knew you would have already killed yourself the way it's what they said. I said, really? And they said, yes. I said, but I tried my best to hide. They said, yep, but you didn't do a good enough job. We saw through it. But 5 years later, she says, I can tell a difference in you, that you have a purpose. You have a reason. You know what's going on. You're doing your thing. I can tell now. But if we had to bet, we would have bet you wouldn't have made it 5 years. I remember her telling me that. So, have I ever been depressed from the spinal cord injury? Yes. Have I gotten in and out of it before? Multiple times. Have I ever attempted suicide because everything got so bad? Yes. 3 times in 3 days. That's for another story. I tell the story that, in baseball, 3 strikes, you're out. I tell the story, 3 strikes and you're not out. And at this time, I am saved by God because God knew to be there to protect me and sent someone over the time I needed to get paramedics. I wasn't breathing, they said, and the paramedics told him 10 more minutes, I would have been dead. So that's another story, but yes, I've been in and out. Now, do I expect to be out of depression rest of my life? I don't expect it. Reality faces that will probably pop in it. We're all going to bounce in and out of it. We're all going to bounce in and out. So we just do our best. I do advise, again, this September is a Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month, but also Suicide Prevention Month. I do, oh boy, if anybody has got that far down in life like I did, please seek help. Don't do like I did and hold it in and wait for something to happen. Wait for somebody to come do something for me. It doesn't work that way. All right. You may have luck, but if you're not open to someone's suggestion, you're not going to listen to it. That's why you need to go and listen and search. If you can't talk to a family member, you're embarrassed of what's going on, talk to a preacher, a counselor, go to a mental institution. That stuff's confidential. Call the suicide hotline. It's confidential. And just open up. All right. Woo, this is a mouthful, huh? So again, that's another time on the suicide attempts. Now, I can honestly say that my support system is strong. Number one, God. I believe God in my life is here to take care of me, do the best that I can. He does the rest. Sometimes I'm stupid and I get involved and things seem to go downhill from there. But then I turn around, pray, read some from the word, and then try to give it back to him. I try my best to stay out of it and just do my part, but I'm just stupid and ignorant, and sometimes I blow it, but that happens that way. So, but number one, God in my life. Number two, strong family support. very strong family support. My mom, my brothers, my grandmother, they sacrificed so much for me to be able to be here to do this for all of you and whoever else may see this in the future. They sacrificed so much. When I got my first degree, my bachelor's degree, I guess it wasn't my first of associates, but got my bachelor's degree, I actually had 4 plaques made, four plaques made, and I dedicated each corner. If you'd have fold that plaque in four ways, you'd have 4 pieces. I would say the left top corner, and I gave it to, I don't know, I forgot which one got the top left, but say it was my mom, and I thanked her for all her sacrifice, cooking the meals for me when I went to college, make sure I was fed and taken care of, and helped dress me at that time. The other top right corner, I don't know, maybe my older brother, he would drive every weekend, and I was an hour away from college. He would follow me to help me get in, to get my clothes in, to bring some extra food in, and then drive back on that Sunday an hour by himself. And I thanked him for his sacrifice. One of the bottom corners, again, I don't remember exactly, but my younger brother, for him to keep my wheelchair going, to keep my car going, so I can get back and forth to school. And the other corner was my grandmother for everything she has sacrificed for me. So actually, that first degree and give each one of that plaque was thanking them for all the sacrifice they've done for me. I really believe God knew the family that I needed to have was this family here to be able to help me to be to sacrifice their stuff so I can be successful. And last thing is on these support system is we have friends. We got friends. Some of us have been there for 40 years. Well, you get as old as me like that, you can say 40 years. If you're a youngster, you may say 5 or 10 years. If you're older than me, you may say 60 years, that someone's been there throughout your life and y'all been helping each other. But most of the time, we have people in and out of our lives for a season, right? Is that what the Bible says? That a season takes place, that they'll come in, we'll do things, help each other. Hopefully I'm helping them as much as they're helping me. Then I may never see them again, or may not see them again for 10 more years. And then we connect like nothing ever happened. We've never missed a day. So we got people in and out of our lives either for a lifetime or very short time. And I firmly believe God knew who to put in my life for me to be able to be successful. How do I stay positive through all this? Again, for the majority, I can say, life has not been as bad as I would have thought. It's not what I thought it would have been. Again, at the beginning, I thought it was going to be nursing home bound. That would have been it. Thought I'd be dead, at the age of 35, 42, something like that in a nursing home. But life has been better than I expected. And as Dave Ramsey would say, better than I deserve. And again, it goes back to God providing the people in my life to help me be successful. And by doing that, knowing that today is a good day, tomorrow's going to be a great day, and knowing all that helps me stay positive. Now, I enjoy helping other people the best that I can. Now, I can't mow your yard, but I might be able to pay someone to come mow it for you. Now, I can't wash your car, but I may be able to give you some money so you can go get it washed. I can't feed your dog going in your house, but maybe I can find someone we can trust to go in and out if you need it. But I like to try to help people as much as I can. So by helping them, it helps me knowing that I did something and it helped somebody. That means my purpose is still relevant in life because I can help someone. And if nothing else, I can be a lending ear. I don't have to judge you. I don't have to give you some false. I hate it when you go to someone and all you want to is just listen to you. And then here they are giving 15 different advices, and you're saying to yourself, I just wanted to blow off steam. I didn't want all that. No, I try my best to not insert anything unless someone says, what do you think, James? What would you do? And that's about it. Now, if I got to give a positive message for this, I would tell everybody, you're stronger than you really think you are. You don't know how strong you are. You may not know how strong you really are until you're put in a situation that's so bad that you're so overwhelmed. You don't know the out, you don't know the solution, but you survived whatever happened. And then you're going to learn from trial and experience who to talk to, other professionals, other organizations that are going to give you examples, give you advice to be able to get things done right, whatever situation you're in. I believe, again, we are all so strong. We just don't realize it until we're put in that situation. I mean, I've had numerous people, oh, I couldn't do what you're doing, being in a wheelchair. I couldn't do that at all. Well, you don't know. You're not in a wheelchair. But I believe if you were put in a situation, you would figure out what to do. I mean, there's only two choices in life. You can sit back, do nothing, lay in bed, be fed like a vegetable, and watch the TV shows that whoever's controlling the remote and watch their shows. Or number two, get up, get things done, do the best you can. Will it be the best every time? No. Will you fail? Yes, you're going to fail. Is that good? Well, it may not be at the time, but in the long run, yes, it can be. You know, what's the old thing with Edison? Said he failed 10,000 times, trying to invent the light bulb. And then someone said that, and he goes, no, I didn't fail. He said, I learned 10,000 ways that it won't work before he finally got it right. So I believe that we're all powerful in our own ways, and we will learn how strong we really are when time is needed. Well, people, this has been fun. I hate to say this, but I enjoy telling my story. I enjoy people listening, coming in and listening, and I hope that it's helped you. Appreciate John Bentley for coming in, Nancy for coming in. Thank y'all. Anybody else who catches it on the replay, if you're on watching now and I don't see you, then somewhere it's not reflecting back on the comments, but thank you for coming in. Everybody else, thank you. Be sure to share this with someone you think it may help, whether it's somebody with spinal cord injury or whether someone just going through something. Maybe this could help them with some advice. Be sure to share with them. And again, thank you, everyone. Do something today, tomorrow, something next week. I'm the professor of perseverance, Dr. James Purdue, and do something next week that's going to help you persevere past your paralysis.